gravitational force holding the galaxy together. But it's not simply holding it together horizontally, but it's being spun on an axis, like a gyroscope, like a top spinning on an axis. And that spinning is inherent to the structure. Right, the spinning is not happening as a result of material mechanics. The material mechanics are happening as a result of the inherent capacity of the field to rotate. As we really examine the magnetic field, as has been shown by our friend Ken Wheeler, Theoria Apophasis on YouTube, he's got hundreds of demonstrations that show the dimensions of the magnetic field. Showing you phi ratio, showing you the dielectric inertial plane, things that I'm still trying to wrap around. The jargon that he uses, the specific terms that he uses, I'm still trying to wrap myself around it. But he shows an inherent vortex, a reciprocating vortex, he calls it. So you've got the blossoming out of the magnetic field in specific lines that are directly reminiscent of or echo to or actually substrate of sunflowers and other kinds of flowers and other kinds of pine cones and other forms and structures in nature. Those forms, those material forms, are following the magnetic field, or following the pattern that's inherent in the field. So while these blossom outwardly, radiate outwardly, we've also got a reciprocating, returning vortex that spirals inward and spins, right? So every planet spins, every star is spinning, every galaxy is spinning, everything that is held in structure at one of these scales is spinning because of this, the inherent nature of the field. And the field, again, is holographic in that the galaxy is one scale of it, but you can chop that up into planet bodies and star bodies, and they're still going to have that field. And they can chop up the planet bodies into the different organisms. My organism has that same field, spinning, rotating magnetic field. The cells are going to have it. The atoms are going to have it. The proteins are going to have it. They're going to have a specific spin, specific directionality. DNA, obviously. And right down to the subatomic phenomena. So the field is holographic, and you can chop it up into any size, and it's still going to have the same properties as that field. Right? The phi ratio will always be there. Other properties that, I invite you to check out Ken. Again, YouTube, Theoria Apophasis. Really interesting stuff. You got to get past Ken's arrogance a little bit, maybe a lot. Ken certainly knows that he knows. He knows that he knows, right? And you know, and you don't know because no one's ever shown it, no one's ever seen it. So Ken will come on with his videos and say, no one's ever seen this before. I'm the first person on the planet to show it to you, and it'll be all up in your face about it. But you can't get past what he shows. Right? He'll explain it in the ways that he's explaining it, but he's showing it, and you can't not see it. Right, so you can say, I just believe the North Pole and South Pole and magnetic attraction, repulsion, that's it. So much more. So much more. So I'm going to wrap up because I don't want to go too far. I kind of put a lot all at once. Tried to kind of comprehensively offer the basic structure of what I've been student of and articulate toward for the last 30-something years of my life. I woke up to the astounding and astonishing nature of the universe in my 19 years old. Your psychedelics, my fraternity brothers. And everything since has been in a singular direction, try to comprehend what's going on. What am I? What is this? Why is this happening the way that it's happening? What is its nature? What is my nature? Why am I conscious? What is consciousness? What is awareness? Does it end? Is there death? Is there meaning to all this? Right? So I've offered a little bit of a taste and hopefully some rudimentary structure on which to hang what I hope to articulate more of in the future. Right? So this basic dichotomy, and it's not a dualistic dichotomy, because on one side you've got dualism and the field of opposites, and on the other side you don't. You have the whole totality, but seen through a different vertical, horizontal. One more thing before I part politically. You know, I didn't want to go politically into this. I didn't want to go into politics right here today. But politics is a central part of every mature human being's life. Right? If you find yourself apolitical or not interested in politics because you don't understand the nature of politics, is a reflection of our moral nature, our moral understanding. Who are we to each other? Right, so last thing I'll say, I'm not going to get into contemporary things that are happening right now on the clock, right, because it's that changes. By the time you see this, you may be some whole other political adventure going on. But what will not change very rapidly is this human tendency to divide into conservative and not conservative, called liberal. Right, and people typically tend to see these things, liberal and conservative, as left wing and right wing. Right, leftists are the hippie, communist, socialist, want to share everything, and the conservatives are the moral and religious and fiscally prudent, private property and get government off our back kind of a thing. That's the traditional modality. I say it's a misnomer. Right, in the same way that I've identified and clarified and articulated a dual and a non-dual frame of mind, vertical and horizontal, I see politics in a vertical fashion or horizontal. People are horizontally oriented toward leverage and property and control and power, or people are vertically oriented toward ecology, sustainability, honor, integrity, certain kind of helplessness to see truth rather than I get to believe what I want to believe. Right? So we'll talk more about that in the future. Hopefully, the camera thing was I'm gonna say a success. I feel like I didn't stumble. I feel like I didn't go on in a kind of like difficult to comprehend way. I may have taken long pauses, but that's okay. That's part of how I do things. I don't say a lot of uhs and ums and repeating things that are superficial. Try to always stay right to the bone. Sometimes the pauses are deliberate. Sometimes the pauses just naturally arises out of the necessity to let that sink in. So I'm going to continue to practice this. This may or may not end up on YouTube. But I feel successful. I feel good about it. I feel comfortable about it. Maybe try to get a different background. I don't know. Right now it's nighttime. It's 10 o'clock. Can you see the clock in the background? Yeah, 10 o'clock. And, you know, experiment with different things, different lighting, different backgrounds, different sitting, standing, whatever. Try in different ways. So I really appreciate you coming along. I really appreciate you staying for the whole duration of this. Hopefully I've offered something, at least maybe many things, that you can chew on and taste and appreciate and be nourished by. I don't own any of it, right? Truth. Not my truth, my concept, my belief, my opinions, my theories. That's what it is. We all have a duty, essential moral responsibility to discover, uncover, embody, realize, and be. So, with that, thank you again. Over and out.